Hey guys, John Loxley here. We're going to play a new game today. This is not going to be a blind playthrough, unfortunately. This time we're going to play Metroid 2, more specifically, another Metroid 2 remake, also known as AM2R. Now, this is the one that took about 10 years to make. It is a fan remake of the original Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. And it's called another Metroid 2 remake because around the time it started, a bunch of other people were doing remakes as well. And so this guy was like, let's call it another Metroid 2 remake, because that's what it was. Now, this was the only one that actually survived. All the others didn't make it. They just stopped. And right after it was released, it got hit with a cease and desist from Nintendo, of course. So the guy stopped development on it, but it was complete at that point. So he released it, and then eventually somehow the source code got released. And now the fans have taken over. That's why if you see in the upper left, it is 1.4.3, because the fan community has continued to upgrade and bug fix and other stuff. So let's go ahead and give it a playthrough. I do recommend it highly. It actually reminds me a lot of the original Super Metroid. It's done in the same style as Zero Mission, if you're a big fan of either of those. Yeah, highly recommend it. If it's something you're interested in at all and you don't want any kind of spoilers, just stop the video. You know, maybe watch a little bit to see if it's something you're interested in, but I would recommend not watching the video and just playing through on your own. So we'll go ahead and start. We have normal game, new game, or random game. New game plus, excuse me, new game plus or random game plus. So the original came out with just normal. This one adds New Game Plus, which I'm not quite sure what it is, and then also Random Game Plus, which randomizes some of the item locations, apparently. This one also does have difficulty modes, which is nice, because the original, the 1.0, I think was hard, or normal or hard, and then the 1.1, which fixed some bugs, also made it on the easy side. So let's start with the normal. And yeah, the face cam is a new thing. I'm trying different stuff. Metroids. Numerous incidents in the past have brought to light the highly destructive power of these life forms, spreading fear across all known planetary systems. Hoping to secure peace in the galaxy, the Galactic Federation orders the extermination of the Metroid species. I was the best candidate for the job. Talk about Samus Aran, who you can see below, or Samus Aran, however you want to pronounce it. Once again, I find myself standing alone against the Metroid menace. What horrors await me within the depths of their homeworld? That's a good question. Ship design looks good, planet looks good, all the graphics and stuff look pretty sharp. The Mode 7 is nice. Alright. So we have begun. We are now in full control. We have the power grip. Now, I think I did mention before, this is not a blind playthrough. I have played through this once. I played through originally when it got released, the 1.0 version. And apparently when I beat the game, it had a bug where it didn't give me the ending appropriately, but I assume that's been fixed. So let's just go through. You'll notice in the upper right there's a mini-map that's filling in as I'm going, with a 1 little Metroid counter. We have our first enemy, and this is the area where you kind of get used to your abilities and your controls. Those are the guys that infect her with the X-Parasite in Metroid Fusion, which happens as a result of what she's doing here. Not my favorite, and we start with a Morph Ball also. Oh, let's check out the, So we have our map, 1 minute and 6 seconds so far. 47 Metroids left to go on the lower right. 1 Metroid in this area, I assume that's what the down arrow means. And 0%, I assume that's items? Not quite. And then, you know, Menu, SR388. Up is the map. Right is our different items. Excuse me, I'm yawning a little bit. Power suit. And then you can deselect, like turn off some of these items. Why you'd want to, I'm not quite sure. So you have the morph ball, allows Samus to morph into a ball and traverse narrow passages. And then the power grip, which wasn't added till Zero Mission, I believe. But it's a good addition here. Samus can grab ledges and pull herself up. Alright, so now, in the original Metroid 2, there was, obviously her assignment was to kill all the Metroids. Kind of, you know, if you're a big Metroid fan like myself, it's debatable whether it makes sense for them to evolve as a species. But that's what happened. That's what happened. So, you know, that's just the lore. But so in addition to her primary objective of killing all the Metroids on the planet, Jill also has secondary objectives of rescuing any researchers or security personnel on the planet. Now it's mentioned, and you never actually do anything with it in the original Game Boy version. The Samus Returns, they incorporate that. It's honestly, it's kind of a shame because I feel like they stole a lot of ideas from this one. But that's just my personal opinion, so we will see. Okay, so mission log, Intel mission briefing. Hang on a sec, let me get some coffee. That's probably the reason I've been yawning a little bit. Haven't had any coffee today, or very, very little. Okay. Mission briefing. Primary objective: exterminate all Metroid organisms on planet SR388. Secondary objectives: locate and bring assistance to the Galactic Federation research and rescue teams. Kind of annoying, it brings you back to the menu instead of back to the mission log. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay. Planetary designation SR388, a remote planet, absent on most galactic charts. Federation research indicates it is the natural homeworld of the Metroid species. Its outer crust is hollowed out with massive cave systems, which are home to an ecosystem that is yet to be fully studied. The first expedition to SR388 revealed the existence of Chozo ruins. Research team. Wow, yeah, I haven't had any coffee yet today. Well, not really. Anyway, not really. Okay, for years the Federation declared SR388 unsafe to initiate new expeditions. However, after recent orbital scans failed to detect any Metroid presence on the planet's surface, the dispatch of a research vessel was finally approved. The crew's mission was to inspect the region where the species was first encountered and reaffirmed that none remained. Their next objectives were to explore the nearby Chozo ruins and study SR388's other wildlife. Communication with the team was cut off and only a distress signal managed to reach HQ. Now, originally the Metroids were found on this planet by the space pirates, and the space pirates wanted to use them as a biological weapon. Rescue Team. The Search and Rescue Team is an elite combat group consisting of heavily armed soldiers. Their mission: locate and extract any surviving personnel from the missing research team. The group reported finding a specialized energy sensor at a campsite of the missing team. Its data confirmed the Federation's suspicions. Metroids still thrived within the planet. These findings were sent to HQ to be analyzed, while the group continued their search for survivors. Contact was soon lost with them as well. The data sent to HQ revealed an approximate number of Metroids... Wow, I'm bad, excuse me. Approximate number of Metroids remaining on SR388, and was ultimately used to develop a scan module for your power suit. This allows the detection of nearby energy readings unique to the species. Right, so there's basically two teams that we have to find. The research team, and then the search and rescue team after I can't talk. After the research team went missing, we also have to find the search and rescue. Oh, few more lower entries remain. Jeez, sorry, I need more coffee. Hang on a second. I was getting all fired up before I played, and now for some reason I'm like, energy levels plateauing a little bit. Okay, Metroid. The dominant species of SR388. Metroids hunt for any form of energy found in natural or synthetic organisms, leaving behind deceased husks after feeding. They are highly resistant to conventional weapons and possess great adaptability in foreign environments. Estimates suggest a small number of Metroids set loose on a populated planet will lead to the extinction of any present life forms. As such, they've drawn much attention from space pirates, who have repeatedly tried to use them as biological weapons. Now, the only person that's been able to control the Metroids has been the Mother Brain, because of, psychic ability. And, yeah, they basically latch onto anything and just suck the energy out of it, and then I believe it's beta radiation that will cause them to split. So they multiply just with, sunlight, I believe. As well as, other... you can emit only beta radiation, but I believe it's present in sunlight as well. So the Chozo, the Lost Race. The Chozo were an ancient and mysterious avian race. Incredibly advanced, they colonized many worlds, spreading their message of peace throughout the universe. That's debatable, right? Apparently they were warriors. That's why they have such advanced technology. I mean, obviously, eventually they, became pacifists and transcended. But yeah, I believe they started as warriors, which is why they spread out at first. There are historical records and legends of the Chozo visiting other races with whom they shared their knowledge and wisdom. These brief encounters led many primitive cultures to their present-day glory. Some say they helped consolidate the very foundation of the Galactic Federation. The fate of this race is unknown. Evidence suggests they slowly vanished from the cosmos over the course of centuries. All that remains on each planet they inhabited are the ruins of their once glorious civilization. Hostiles, native species. Now, as we progress through the game, this logbook will fill in, which is kind of cool, and another idea, I think, stolen by Samus Returns. But, it's Nintendo's intellectual property. This is a remake, but even so, it's kind of... whatever. This is actually my personal favorite as far as the Metroid 2 games. I mean, I'm gonna draw hate from that, but that's just, it's my personal opinion. And we'll probably talk more about that as we progress through the game, because there's gonna be series of, or there's gonna be time where we're just going through corridors and stuff, so. Okay, native species. Not much is known about SR388's ecosystem. Prior reports describe the fauna as being very hostile. Nearly all observed animals have been carnivores, with even the smallest species showing dangerous traits. The harsh environment and the presence of so many predators may have forced an evolutionary arms race, perpetuating a cycle of violence. Extreme caution is advised. I'm almost done with my coffee. That is ridiculous. I might need to pause and grab some more. Okay, well, that's all the log entries for now. Now, I believe you can use a keyboard with this, but I'm using a controller. It's an Xbox controller. Aye! Now, you don't actually need to kill all the enemies. It is handy because it prevents you from getting hurt, but... Alright, so we have our first save point. Game saved. Restores all of your weapon and health. I was going to say weapon, energy, and health, but, that's basically how it is. So here we have lava. I know that's... should be pretty obvious. Notice how the screen kind of pans down. Obviously, we take damage. Lava's bad. Lava is bad. But we can't do anything about that yet. There we go. Back to full health. So we kind of have two paths to start, but really only one, and that's not That's not a harmful enemy, thankfully. So the face cam, I think, from me is a... Well, it's something new. It's something a little bit new that I'm going to try. It's, I don't know, to be honest, for the longest time, I haven't wanted to do it. And see, I love the color shift right here. Like, you go from, like, the orangish rocks and the lava down to a more normal color, like the gray, and then water and plants. Because this is a game, or at least the planet has a diverse ecosystem, right? And you even move slow in water, which is nice. Those things are hostile. Whoa, nice little duck. And... oh, you. There we go. I'm gonna try and get... try to get water to fall on us. There we go. It falls on the helmet. And it splashes, which is nice. And then, of course, there's like a nice little idle animation. Like, they put a real... like, just a lot of thought into the game. And our first red door. Missiles. Traditionally in Metroid games it takes 5. I'm okay with 1. 1's okay. 1 is alright. You got the little Chozo symbol. Let me polish off my coffee. I'm gonna need more here in a second. Okay. Maybe that's why it's like, what time is it? It's like noon, and I've had like half a cup of coffee. It's unacceptable, and I apologize. Kind of silly, but I feel like I should. Like, I have way more coffee than this, generally speaking. Alright, so we're going up. Power grip comes in a little bit handy there. And I believe this is... Yep, here we go. Okay. I'm so... Okay, well... So you can't hit it. So it's different than normal Metroids, right? Because normal Metroids, you can't hurt at all without freezing them first. But now it has like a shell, right? So you have to hit the exposed underbelly. And ahead of us... I mean, obviously, we're experiencing an earthquake right now. New log entry. Earthquakes. The massive cave system is located between 2 tectonic plates, largely flooded by an extremely dense and caustic substance similar to magma. The recent earthquake has altered the cave layout, and the hazardous substance has drained to lower levels. The cause of the earthquake is unknown. Initial orbital scan of SR388 detected no instability within this region. I don't remember if, in this game, they explain the earthquakes. In Samus Returns, they make it like a purple acid substance. And for whatever reason require you to have killed the Metroids and harvest their DNA. And it's a deliberate... I mean, I grant, right, that, oh, you know, just randomly having an earthquake to open up a later area in the game is kind of... It's not the greatest... But I don't know. I don't really like how Samus Returns chose to do it. Also, in the original Metroid, there was a health thing right there because save points actually did not restore your health and ammo. Okay, and there it marks the little location of the Metroid on our map. Oh, it tells us the energy tanks and the amount of missile tanks as well. Let's go to the lore, because it gave us another. Life cycle of the Metroids. Scans on the native Metroids reveal the most common form in prior incidents is merely the species' larval stage. While there are records of extreme mutations triggered by space pirates using abnormal stimuli, the Metroid homeworld of SR388 is seemingly the only environment where the species can naturally transform. They never explored that, as far as I'm aware. Alpha Metroid. The Alpha Metroid has gained immunity to cold temperatures. The loss of several nuclei within its green membrane has left it vulnerable to concussive weaponry. A plated exoskeleton partially covers it. Yeah, because before it was like a jellyfish, so you had to freeze it in order to do damage. Otherwise it would just like, you know, it's jelly. You can't really hurt jelly so much. This organism emerges from the molting of its larval form. Though aggressive, it is relatively weak at this stage, and its new appendages have yet to grow to their full length and strength. And I'm still terrible. It's been a while since I've played. Oh, a little guy. Okay, so the lava that used to be here is gone, which is handy because of the earthquakes. Alright, saving the game. What are we at? 20 minutes-ish. 20-ish minutes. But honestly, the face cam is not something I really wanted to do, but I feel like maybe I should, maybe it'll help make me... Because part of it, there's two pieces, two LPs, right? There's the actual game, which is what I was trying to focus on a little bit in the future, and I'm still going to. Like, I'm only going to do the face cam with the 4:3 aspect ratio, which is what this game has, and so face cam. So it's the gameplay, you know, your connection to the game, as well as your connection to the player, him or herself, right? So in this case, me. You know, and that's just part of it. You know, part of the reason I do this is I want more of a connection with you guys, and so I think having a face to the voice probably helps a little bit. Although it is weird looking at myself. So there you go. There you go. It's plus you can't see it in here, but right about here is one of the chairs where the kitties sleep. And so it is highly possible you will see the cats either launch themselves from behind, because there's a cat tree behind me across the room, and Manny has started to launch himself onto, like, right here from behind me, or launch himself from the chair across onto the desk right about, or table, whatever, right about here. So you might see Manny make an appearance, or Jack. That's another, at least that's one of the things I like about the face cam, which, you know, I've only been using it for about 20 minutes now, so we'll see. I mean, well, that's not entirely true. I did some on Twitch when I first started this whole channel thing, and, you know, it was alright. It was okay. But we'll, you know, we'll see. I feel like I need to do the face cam a little bit more, or, you know... I don't know. We'll figure it out. I feel like I need to do... You know, I want to try new things. Also, I have to say the redesigns for the enemies, great. Just really great. They look sharp. You know, and even, I love how it just kind of went down the slope and actually sped up, which is interesting, right? Watch. See? It's like, it slides. I don't know, you wouldn't think they'd implement that as far as the physics, but apparently they have. And look at that. There's like a little splash as it goes in and out of the lava. That's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I think this is... I mean, you know, Metroid, or Samus Returns, I think, did a lot of the same stuff. Scanning environment, here we go. Energy pattern scan, 4 Metroids detected in the area. So we're in a new area. I think that lava in the last room will actually sink. And I don't know why this bug looks like it's wearing Samus's helmet. I'm not quite sure on that one, but you know, but it is. By the way, I lose track of my my sentences sometimes, so if I'm talking about something and you know, lose my train of thought, well, that's just then that's just what happens. It's I don't know, short attention span or something, who knows. And the music changed. Right, so something that happened in, or didn't happen, I should say, in the original Metroid 2 was there was only about 4 different... My hand looks weird there, but it's normal, I assure you. There's only about 4 different themes. There was your theme, which you just heard, like the happy exploring theme. Man, even the music like crossfades in and out. It's amazing. And I think there was like this theme, which was more of an industrial type theme, but that was it. The other 2 scores were like a series of bleeps and bloops, and that was it. You know, so it was not great as far as from a music perspective, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. That was the... When was the original Metroid 2 released? Like 80-something? 87, 89, one of those? So almost 30 years ago. So a lot has improved in games in that time. Okay, Golden Temple. This temple stands at the base of a hollow mountain. The statues, carved stones, and its solid design attest that the structure was built to be a sanctuary, possibly with religious significance. The temple has withstood the test of time, showing the building knowledge and experience of the Chozo. Scans detect the presence of stationary robotic entities placed at strategic points inside the structure. No control signals are detected. These units are operating autonomously. Now, this is something unique to this, which Samus Returns stole. And I don't mind, honestly, if they were going to make it, if they were going to do a remake, this is a great unofficial release to steal your ideas from, right? Because the original had no backgrounds, no nothing. It was just, you went from cave to not cave, like a building, maybe. You went from like rock to brick environment, so it was not very fleshed out. That said, this man, I don't remember the guy's name, Mr. N or something like that. He did a great job at actually making it feel like a real city, planet, habitated area, you know? Okay, and we can just run, I think, through most of this. And I think we come out from up here, but I'm going to, you could do a wall jump where you just kind of press against the wall and then jump as you press in the opposite direction. It's difficult, but it's doable. We have some clearly different looking blocks. And the first of our special blocks that requires a bomb. I know, because as part of my recording test... Oh, and this also requires a bomb. For my recording test, I played for about 7 minutes, and I got here, basically. You can also shoot down. I love how the music changed again. Now, this game actually uses a lot of remixes from other games in the series, and if you are a big fan like me, you'll recognize them. That said, so here's one of our Chozo statues. And there's another bomb, so after you get the bomb... By the way, this is the bomb. You get the bomb and then you blow this up, and so it teaches you that you can use the bomb to blow open things and get this other reward. Bombs. Press X in Morph Ball mode to deploy. Also, you turn in the Morph Ball mode. It's an extra couple frames of animation that don't need to be there, but it's handy. Missile tank. Missile capacity increased by 5. So we now have 35. And this is one of the Chozo. It's just a statue. They are... So depending on whether you think the comic that came out in the Nintendo Power for Super Metroid is canon or not, I believe there's only one Chozo left alive, and then I think they die by the end of the comic. But so Samus, I mean, you know, if you don't want spoilers, hopefully you've stopped watching by this point. But let's, if you are, just earmuff for a second. So Samus is a lady. You know, it's a very gender-neutral thing, right? Because you can't tell she's in armor. But her parents were killed by Ridley. Then she was found by the Chozo and raised and also infused with their DNA. So she is technically human, I think, but also a Chozo hybrid. I mean, she had to in order to survive. And also it gives her the ability to use the suit, to use Chozo technology, because she's recognized as one of them. In fact, if you're looking for a great way to get into the series, Metroid Prime is probably one of the most newcomer-friendly ones. It also brings up the prophecy of the hatchling, right? Which is what she's supposed to be. The Chozo hatchling, so to speak. Alright, so we're gonna go this way. Why? Because now we have the bombs, which we didn't have a second ago. And also, so you notice the cracked block in front of me? And these are not cracked? Bombs blow that up, but there's cracked blocks right here. Find a hidden passage, get a little reward. Now, I'd forgotten about that, so thankfully I found it on my, you know, the playthrough that I did to test, or the little 7-minute intro. Energy tank. Suit energy increased by 100 units. And I got a little bit farther than this. I got, like, we went right and then up and to the left, back to right above the save point, basically, and that's where I stopped. So yeah, it's for the most part not entirely blind, because I do remember a lot of the game, or at least I'd like to think that I do. But I mean, it's not a blind playthrough. I've played through it before. Okay, I remember this thing, but there's like a ball or something. Let's see if we can... Okay, that probably opens this. Now you don't have to kill everything, but there you go. There's your grip at work. Oh, nice. Charge shot. Charge beam. Hold X to charge your beam. I'm using an Xbox controller, that's why it's giving me the Xbox prompts. Also on our little mini-map, and our regular map. I guess the red dot is like where we get the power-ups. It seems to be faster also, right? The fully charged shot is... Nice. I appreciate that as well. The charge beam draws in... It draws in your power-ups, your, like, energy and missile drops. Alright, well, we can't go that way yet. Let's go this way. Aha! Okay. Missile tank acquired. And we have more missiles here. Okay. I appreciate that. Now, I feel like... Ah, there we go. Okay. Right. Well, this is going to be a pain because bomb jumping is not something I'm particularly good at. But I can kind of... Oh, come on! Oh no! No! Okay. Now my timing is off. Originally you can do it. You have to do it a lot. There's a timing, right? And I was using timing, but it was more of the hit the button relatively fast. I love how it just shows you an area that you can get to. Okay, so right there we have the circle. And there's clearly a power-up right there, which is actually the spider ball, I believe. Ouch! Well, that was silly of me. And so is that. On the plus side... Right, okay, so we're out again. Now, you might think I could go just to the right and get the spider ball. I don't think I can at this point. I don't think I can. It's possible. Oh, and I didn't even need the, Right. Okay, so there's another one of these powered blocks, which has a energy tank. And okay, yeah, you just have to hit those in a particular order, and then that moves. And now I think these are Chozo, but they are not... I mean, they're weird looking. They're weird looking, let's be honest. Right on. Okay. How are we doing so far? So it's kind of given us some goodies. And if you're good... And I love how the background is visible. So you just run across the top here. And it kind of fills in. Well, there you go. We're back where we were a second ago. There it is. Okay. Come on, save point. Yes. Alright. About 40 minutes. So we've explored. You need the bombs to get through here. Probably because there is... Okay, is that thing gonna do something to us? Or is that a, Normally I just kill everything, but... like, the little ones don't hurt, and so the big one doesn't seem to do much as well. Okay, so we're falling... Oh, so we are gonna be able to go get the spider ball. Spider ball. Press LB or LT in morph ball to climb walls. So any of the left triggers. There you go. You just climb. And then you just push a direction and it takes you in that direction. It's a little bit slow. Wait. Okay, right. So it fills it in. And then a bomb just takes you off. I don't think there's anything else. And those hurt. Alright, so we'll just kind of slowly climb up. I'm not, I would like to get 100% on this. They have said that that if you get 100%, it actually gives you an extra ending than what was in the original AM2R release. Is now a good time to stop? You know what? Let's stop right here because we've just saved, right? So energy tanks 2 out of 10, missiles 7 out of 44. We've got 14% of the items. Right. Okay. Charge. Concentrate energy beam. Release to fire. Samus can stick to walls and ceilings in morph ball mode. Bombs can be deployed in morph ball mode. And you could toggle it for whatever reason. I think there is a reason, I don't remember. Any unsaved progress will be lost. Yes. Alright, well that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. By the way, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. If this is not your first time to my channel, welcome back. So what I do like to do with every episode of the standard Let's Play stuff is a unique positive moment for every day. It's supposed to challenge you to train your... It's supposed to challenge you, and you basically train yourself to look for positive things. So, I mean, according to the book, you're actually supposed to do 3 per day. But I like to do 1, and if you guys follow along and do it yourself, that's awesome, because it's supposed to increase your daily happiness. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, this is going to sound a little weird. I actually watched The Last Jedi recently for the first time. And, I mean, I watched it like yesterday. And, why is that a good thing? Right? So I'd seen plenty of... Like, I'd watched the Red Letter Media Plinkett review of it and seen some people talking about it. And so I was kind of mentally prepared, but at least for this, it's just checking the block. It's just, I finally watched it, got it out of the way. Now I don't have to watch it. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's bad, but thankfully I'm not as emotionally attached to Star Wars as other people are. I can really see how, because a lot of people were upset. And I can really see how upset people, like, it's justified, their anger, because it really does, like, just shit on fans of the original Star Wars. So it's, but it's my unique positive moment because I wanted to get it out of the way finally, and I did. So, you know, That's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, guys, I'll actually get to see you, kind of, or you get to see me. You know, this face, whatever. I don't know. Until then, guys, take care.